Friends, Romans, countrymen, welcome back to the Hop Round 37. Stephen and Gabe are here with you, excited to bring you another round of drinking beer on this fine September day.
What's going on, everybody? We are happy to be here. We are very excited. This episode, we've got 4 killers, and we are ready to jump right in.
Hey, Gabe.
Hey, Stephen.
Let's grab a drink.
Yes. Pumped.
Today, we are drinking Upper Pass Beer Company. And Gabe.
Yes.
Do you know what tonight is?
Tonight is the return. Yes.
The NFL is back. A game of running and passing, and we're drinking Upper Pass. It made sense in my head. Just roll with it.
Spoiler alert, we're going to be talking about football on this episode and future episodes to come, so get over it. Our episodes always drop on Thursday, and that is the beginning of the football week, so we'll try not to talk about it every episode.
Yeah, no, we'll try to keep it balanced, but also it's just you've been warned, and, you know, it's we make the show.
Too bad!
You can follow us at the HO Podcast on Instagram and Twitter to see beautiful pictures of all the beers that we drink here on the show. You can hit us up on Facebook, on YouTube. You can subscribe to the show, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google, or wherever you get your podcasts. And you can rate and review on there as well. That is the best way to get in touch with us, to provide your support, your feedback, all those nice things. If you listen to the episode and you're like, oh my God, they talk about football way too much. Well, rate and review on Apple Podcasts.
You can tell us that. We won't necessarily listen to it.
We'll take it under advisement.
We will make a mental note.
We will note that somebody doesn't like that. And you can do that on Apple Podcasts. It's great for the show. It really helps us. And you can also send us an email, thehopod@gmail.com, to send us your suggestions, questions, comments, concerns, complaints. Keep the complaints to a minimum.
Resumes.
We're hiring, apparently.
Apparently. We'll figure it out. We'll find a spot for you.
But yeah, Upper Pass Brewing out of Burlington, Vermont.
I have heard, so between you and your brother, I have heard nothing but great things about this company. I've heard, it's obviously Vermont. It's going to be good. We'll see. But I'm super excited just because it's like, I feel like this was a long time in the making.
We've been sitting on this one for a little while, so I'm excited about it. And we have one beer style on the show today that I don't think we've ever had before. So,
no.
So stay tuned for that. Let's jump into the news. We're going to try to move in the news and notes section a little bit more towards providing a headline and our commentary more than trying to give you every little detail of a story, just in an effort to make it a little bit more fun.
Keep the show going.
A little bit less of eat your vegetables time.
Yeah.
Flying Embers has stepped in to help with relief in California. Now, Flying Embers, if you're not familiar with them, they're a handcrafted hard beverage company based in Ventura, California, and they were actually born out of the Thomas fires in 2017. They were a bunch of fires that swept through Ventura County and basically threatened where they were at the time brewing their hard kombucha. So that's where they get their name, Flying Embers, and from that time they kind of committed to giving a portion of their proceeds to support first responders, firefighters and things of that nature. And this, of course, has been a rough season out in California. So from August 28th through September 2nd, the brand donated 100% of sales in that span of time from purchases through their website to support the California fire crisis. Of course, there are some pretty intense fires blazing all over California right now. So the brand is working with a variety of partners, CAL FIRE, Storm King Mountain Fire Safe Council, and the LA County Fire Museum, and donating to them and all that stuff. But there are currently over 300 fires actively burning in California. So Flying Embers is stepping in to help, and we love to see it. It feels like, I guess this has kind of been talked about, but like in California, people are like, oh, in LA, like we don't have seasons. We do, and like fires are one of them.
Yeah, which is very unfortunate, and it's just hard to see. But it's great that relief efforts like these are being put to work and trying to help.
It's nice to see a company that, you know, knows firsthand what a lot of people are going through right now.
Exactly.
Is doing what they can to step up and help. It you know, it doesn't change what's going on, and there's a lot of people who are going to lose their livelihoods and things of that nature. I saw pictures of it today. One of my Facebook friends is there and took pictures, and it's just weird because when you see fires ablaze like that, it's at the same time really beautiful and yet really horrifying. You know what I mean? Like it's...
Yeah, I feel like the photos you get, it's like, oh, wow, the colors. And then you realize like what the actual thing is and you go, oh. Yeah.
But I like a couple years ago, I was driving on the highway in California and there was a fire going on in Southern California. And I could see the horizon at night just glowing bright orange, you know? And it's like, there's part of you that's like, oh, wow, that's like kind of beautiful.
Yeah.
But it's also horrific.
Yeah.
So.
And then you realize, like I said, you realize what it is and it's completely changes. Snowballing right off of that, Urban South Brewery is launching a Coastal Harmony. It is a beer collaboration for hurricane relief that recently hit the Gulf South near southwest Louisiana and southeast Texas as people are still rebuilding from that hurricane. Like I said, Urban South Brewery, they are developing a bold double IPA base recipe on which this Coastal Harmony is going to start off. They are asking other breweries to get involved and to kind of create their own spin on the brew. Funds from this beer sale will be rapidly directed to organizations on the ground performing hurricane relief work. As of the other day, Louisiana's NOLA Brewing and Second Line Brewing and Georgia's Pontoon Brewing have also joined the collaboration, with definitely more to be announced. It is just another example of how beer can help in a way.
Yeah, this is another one of those collaboration situations, you know, like just like Black is Beautiful, where there's a brewery that's got a cause and they're brewing a beer. The beer industry loves to give back through beer.
Yeah.
And I have no problem with that.
Because we get to drink the beer and we know that the proceeds will go toward
a great cause.
Yeah.
We have some Black is Beautiful in our fridge right now, and I would love to get my hands on some Coastal Harmony. And that hurricane was... you know, talk about devastating natural events that we were just talking about in California. I mean, Louisiana took a hit with this Hurricane Laura and the other one that just ripped through. So.
Yes, and if you are a brewery or a craft beer drinker and you're interested in donating, you need to visit urbansouthbrewery.com/coastal-harmony, urbansouthbrewery.com/coastal-harmony to donate there, and Go drink some Coastal Harmony beer.
And finally, fairly light week in beer news, but just to bring you guys up to speed on a story we've been following, Ommegang has parted ways with their brewmaster of 14 years. Their brewmaster, Phil Leinert, is no longer going to be with the company. He's been with them since 2007 and was sort of a highly lauded brewmaster there. He's, you know, beloved in the brewing community. And Ommegang, I mean, we've had them on this show. We talk about them all the time. They're one of my favorites because I just absolutely love Duvel Morcott. We don't have a lot of details on this situation. We don't know if he stepped down voluntarily or, you know, what. I mean, we have no idea, and there's no point in speculating. The real question that's important to beer drinkers is, how will this affect the beer?
Right.
And I have to, you know, believe that a company like Duvel Morcott will figure it out and things will be fine. But it's definitely a shift for a company that's been around a long time, and this guy's been at the front of it for 14 years.
Next man up. That's just the mentality.
He won the top honors for a mid-sized brewing. Well, him and Ommegang won the top honors for a mid-sized brewing company at the 2016 World Beer Cup, and he is quoted saying that's his proudest moment as brewmaster at Ommegang.
Best of luck moving forward, I guess.
Best of luck to Phil. Best of luck to Omegang. We'll keep you up to speed as more details emerge on that we can get our hands on. Like we said, it's a fluid, new, and changing situation. In fact, it might change by the time you hear this, but we're keeping an eye on that. Hopefully it doesn't mean anything negative for the delightful beers coming out of Omegang.
Indeed.
Gabe, you got a toast for us?
I do.
Lay it on me.
Strike hands with me. The glass is brim, the dew is on the hather. And love is good, and life is long, and friends are best together. I'll drink to those who do, I'll drink to those who don't, but never the ones who say they will, and later decide they won't. But the ones I'll toast from the break of day to the wee hours of the night are the ones who say, I never have, but just for you, I might.
I liked it.
Let's get into some Upper Pass.
I feel like it really fit the music too. That was a nice sort of balance.
Yeah. Jazz wouldn't have covered that.
Well done, Gabe. All right, we got ourselves a little flight today.
Yes, we do. We got 4 really awesome beers, all pretty different. We are going to take flight, as they say.
Yeah.
And we are going to start off with the Little Farmhouse Saison Ale.
You got British there for a second.
Little farmhouse. Did I sound British?
Yeah,
you know what I meant. Coming in at 5% ABV. IBUs, we're looking at about 50. On the SRM chart, we're looking at a very straw yellow, pretty hazy in the glass. I would say between like 7 and a 9-ish, more or less.
Yeah, I would say so. It's very light yellow. It's cloudy. I don't know that. It's pretty
it's
hazy.
more cloudy than hazy.
Yeah,
like hazy's a little darker. This one's just like
it's like it looks like a saison.
Yeah. Beer Advocate gave it an 87. Untapped gave it a 3.7. When we poured it, it had a very nice head retention. Cloudy, white, pillowy head that lasted a little while.
Stuck around.
Yeah, now not so much anymore. I've got just like a little ring around the glass. Some good lacing around the sides though. Pretty sticky-ish around the sides.
On the nose, it's your typical saison. You definitely get those yeast esters up front. You get the spiciness. You get the banana, citrus, the pepper.
Yeah.
You get.
I'm getting a little more spicy than I thought I would. That's interesting.
Yeah, definitely. What did we say the ABV? 5%. Yeah, so it's a typical sort of farmhouse saison. You can smell the.
You can smell the farm.
You can smell the farm in this.
You can't smell like animals, but you can smell like that straw. Hey. Get out of my head, Steven.
Get into my car, Gabe.
It's got all of that yeastiness to it. I'm smelling a lot more pepper now that you mention it.
I definitely get some coriander. I definitely get the banana comes through. The more we drink saisons, the more I tend to notice and enjoy that banana. And like when I was younger, even when someone gave me something like a Blue Moon, which is, or a Shock Top, I hated that character. I really did not like the yeasty, starchy thing, spicy sort of situation. But now, the older I get, it's growing on me. It's at time and place. I'm really starting to enjoy it.
It's interesting because I don't think I've ever smelled banana in beer before until we started doing this and actually like diving in, and it was like, is that banana? You know what I mean? So
some lemon too.
All right, we got 4 of these, so let's get going here.
Okay, yeah. So the malt hits you first. Definitely, it's a pale malt. It's definitely
Grainy.
Definitely grainy, definitely, cereal, bread, biscuit, all of that kind of stuff. And then there's a nice subtle hop note behind it. It's definitely grassy, but you get all of that stuff that we were just smelling on the nose. I mean, there's no surprises in this beer. You're getting citrus, some lemon, some coriander, some pepper.
That banana, man.
Yeah.
That banana's like really on the flavor. And wow. Yeah, it's really, really there.
The brewery's description of this beer: with a light and crackly carbonation, a simple grain bill, expressive old world yeast character, and a conservative use of Grungeist and Saz hops, Little Farmhouse is a traditional Saison brewed with drinkability in mind, and it is a special release beer that came out this past July.
What kind of hops? Saz, bro.
Saz, dude. Or Saz?
Saz? S-A-A-Z? I don't know. Google it.
It does have a nice carbonation. I mean, the carbonation is zingy.
It's very, very light, though. It's very easy to drink this beer. It's there. I feel like it's kind of medium bodied. It's got those earthy notes. It just makes it easy to drink, and I enjoy it.
Yeah, and it's not, we've had some Saisons and some, Belgian Tripels, which is a similar sort of grain bill. We've had beers like that on here that have higher ABVs that are sort of like, okay, you got to sip on this, but this one is more subtle than that. It's more watery isn't the right word, but it is just more subtle in the mouth. It's cleaner.
Yeah.
But it leaves you like the back end right now, like what I'm feeling in my mouth. There's like a little tingle,
little party,
little tingle left behind.
People are mingling. Little mixer in your mouth.
A little snap crackle pop.
Remember those guys?
There are no Rice Krispies in this beer, but that's a good idea.
There should be, though.
Oh my God.
It's just it is what it is. Like,
I think it's a perfect way to kick off a flight.
Yeah, I think it's very simple. It introduces you to flavors. It gets the mouth and the taste buds going, and that way, we can move on to other stuff down the line. Solid farm. It does what it's supposed to do. I've seen people complain about some, because Upper Pass is really well known in Burlington for their IPAs, and so and we're doing 2 of them. But I've seen people complain about some of the other styles that they do, saying stick to IPAs and stuff like that. I think this, does it blow me away as a Saison? No. But did I expect it to? No. It does exactly what it's supposed to do. But like, this is the drink for, like, okay, so you, me, and a couple other friends go to Upper Pass, and we're more like beer oriented than some of our other friends. Like, they're like, I don't know, give me something light. They'll love this.
Yeah.
Like, you don't have to crave IPA. There are times when I'm like, I don't want an IPA right now. I want something lighter and chiller.
I always suggest Saisons and farmhouse style ales and Belgian styles to people that don't like a lot of bitter in their beer, but do like a solid, sturdy beer.
My dad would love this.
Really?
That's his ballpark.
Also, people that like sours, I feel like if they wanted to try something that wasn't a sour in the beer world, this is a Saison is a good way to go, because there is still that fruitiness. There's still the zinginess that they expect. It doesn't have the acidity of a sour, but it does have a yeasty sort of spicy pepperiness, which I think is a similar experience.
It's different in its own way.
Yeah. I'm really excited about this next one, though.
I'm pumped for that. I don't think I've ever had a beer like this.
So what we have second over here is the Ordway Bitter. And this is a beer style known as ESB, or English Special Bitter. It's an English style ale. And like I said, I don't think we've ever had one of these on the show.
We've never had it on the show. I don't know if I've ever had one of these beers just in my years of existence.
I've definitely had like at least 1 or 2, but I'm really excited about it.
Yeah.
And the reason I'm really excited about it is because the English Special Bitter is a beer style that you just do not find a lot in America. It's a style that I think does something. I mean, we're gonna see when we drink it, so we'll see.
Wait, what country would it be in?
You know what? There's the door.
It was a joke.
I'll sit here and drink the rest of these myself.
It was a joke.
But I mean, there are English special bitters out there. You can find them. Shipyard Brewing has one. Southern Tier has one, or has had one in the past. Treehouse Brewing in Massachusetts has had one. I mean, they're definitely out there. Cigar City Brewing, but they're just harder to find, and they definitely come around the fall, winter. I think that this is a perfect beer for this kind of time. It is...
I wonder how popular these beers are.
They're popular with a certain kind of people. They're definitely popular in London and England and the UK. The brewery describes it as an homage to the incredibly drinkable, extra special bitter in all its smooth and malty glory. As the name suggests, Ordway Bitter pairs sweet notes of caramel and toffee with a biscuit base and a pleasing bitter bite at the end to bring a lovely balance and drinkability to the beer. So imagine all that you love about the like sweet malt that you get off like a red ale or an amber ale.
Oh.
And then
don't gotta tell me twice.
With some hoppy bitterness. Like some hoppy bite off an IPA at the back end of it. So put those two together.
So theoretically, I should love this beer.
In theory.
I'm going to be really pissed if I don't.
This particular one is 4.5 ABV. The IBUs are at 25 on the SRM chart. We are looking at what I would call like a 19 to 22. It's dark amber.
It's mahogany.
Yeah.
It's woody.
It's a dark amber, wooden, almost mahogany color. Beer Advocate doesn't have a rating for it, and Untapped has it at 3.68. The style is known for its balance between malt and hop bitterness. English pale ales display earthy, herbal, English variety hop characters. Medium to high hop bitterness, flavor, and aroma should be evident in this style. The yeast strains used lend a fruitiness to their aromatics and flavor. So this falls in line with everything that you typically see in the ESB style. It's typically between 5 and 16 on the SRM chart. It's typically between 20 and 40 IBUs, and it's typically about 4.5 to 5.5% ABV. It pairs well with roasted chicken, fish, and chips, British, as well as English-style cheeses and maple bread pudding. And I just...
Wow.
I've said enough about the style. I'm pumped to get into it.
I should really like that. I really hope I do. On the nose, I smell nuts. Are you sure you can drink this?
Oh yeah, that's nuttier than I thought I was gonna.
That's nutty as hell. Mr. Peanut is just chilling. Wow. Mr. Peanut is literally the sunbathing in this beer right now. Like, what are we about to have a situation?
I smell a lot of malt nuttiness, but I also smell berries and sweet and caramel behind it.
I don't get berries. I get toffee.
Yeah, I get toffee too. I get like a mixture.
I get like woods.
I get a mixture of bitter, and sweet, and it's interesting to me.
I'm gonna get you a T-shirt that says bitter, sweet, and it's gonna be your
bitter, sweet, sappy, joy.
We're gonna start making music now. Let's get into it.
Wow. Yeah, this is fascinating. It is very nutty. I think it's just roasted malt. We don't know what exactly the malt bill is, but it's likely UK style malts and UK style hops. And Gabe took a sip and
sorry, I thought we were both going for it.
It looks like he has thoughts.
Have you ever been to a brewery where take hops in your hand and like rub your hands together and you get that smell? Mm-hmm. That's what I'm tasting. I am tasting roasted not hops. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Malts. Malt. I am tasting roasted malts. Like, I've been to, just to name a few, like Two Roads and like the Sam Adams Brewery. Like, they give you the malts and you can like just munch on them and they have different flavors. Like, that's what I'm getting in liquid form. It's very nutty. I'm not tasting the sweetness or like the caramel or the toffee as I smelled it, but I'm tasting like that. It's almost woody.
Yeah, the roasted malt character is heavy on this. Like, it's funny because it is so bitter, as the name would suggest, in part because the malt seems it's like a sweet malt that's been roasted really well. So that has a bitterness to it. And then you add the UK style hops, which add a bitterness to it as well. And it just brings a lot of bitter to the party.
It brings a lot of bitter, but I'm not getting a lot of beer. I'm getting malt. Like, I feel like this is like liquid malt rather than like we put malts in this beer. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I also think that coming off the Saison,
yeah, maybe,
is such a different swing to a different direction, which I think is a nice segue into IPAs in the world of flighting.
Take flight.
Because it's moving us towards a bitter direction, but it's distinct. It's unlike any other beer style.
It's just like, it goes, first of all, no carbonation at all, not a lot of mouthfeel. It goes down very, very easy. Like, it's kind of like water in a way. It's like,
I wouldn't say none at all. I mean, I have a low to moderate carbonation. I know what you're saying, but I don't want people to think we're drinking like still beer.
No, it's not. It's not
gross.
It's not bad beer. I'm not getting a lot of carbonation personally, and it's still got those flavors.
And the alcohol, I mean, at 4.5%, this is not surprising, but the alcohol is really minimal in this. You don't get a lot of that. So it's drinkable from an alcohol perspective. I'm not sure. I mean, it's not like the Saison where it's like, oh, I could just have more and more and more. Like, this is aggressive in your palate, and it does require sort of a slower sip to me.
I feel like the back end taste, the aftertaste, is a little stronger than when it's in the mouth. I feel like if you really want to know what this is like, take a couple sips and then really think about it and like just wait.
Yeah, the bitterness lingers.
It really does.
And it's not piney. It's not IPA bitter.
No, not at all.
It's malt bitter, and there's a difference.
And it's very rare that you see that.
Yeah, but that's, I think, why I like it, and I think why people that have an affinity for the style seek it out, and it's hard to find, like I said. And it is very polarizing, and this is another one. You know, again, I saw a lot of people online say things, you know, stick to IPAs and stuff, because if you go into this expecting a certain kind of beer, this is something completely different. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no. This is a complete 180 to like an IPA or even the Farmhouse Ale we had. The British, get your malts.
The British malts, intense.
On point.
I would love to try one. The Beer Judge Certification Program has guidelines for the extra special or extra strong bitter category, and they say it can be with an ABV of 4.6 to 6.2. And I would love to try one that was just bumped up a little bit, because this one's 4.5, which is actually, those are old guidelines. Those are from a few years ago, but it actually puts this right outside that category. I would love to see the ABV bumped up a little bit. I think it would just help balance it out.
It would help with two things. One, it would be a different taste and it would balance it out. And two, we would, get a little more sillier.
I really like it, though. It's nutty as hell, and that's just not a flavor I get very
This is as close to nuts as you're ever going to get.
Dark pretzels.
Right.
It's like pumpernickel bread.
Yes. Yes.
Dark grain flavors.
Yes. I will say it is not bad. It's not my favorite, but I don't hate it. I'll say this. We've only drinking 2 so far, and I can tell based off of the other we have, spoiler alert, we have other IPAs that are the other 2 beers. I can already tell this is probably going to be my 4th choice out of all of them, but it's not bad. It's just not my favorite.
That's great news for me, because there's another one of these in the fridge, and I can't wait to drink it.
It's all yours. It is all yours.
So, Upper Pass Brewing was conceived by Chris Perry and Andrew Puchalik after they had homebrewed for a few years together, and then their third partner in crime, Ivan Tomek, joined the team in 2015. They're a farmhouse brewery in Tunbridge, Vermont. Their beer was first released at the Tunbridge World's Fair in September 2015, and they've been a part of the Vermont brew scene ever since. Their flagship beer, I think, could be wrong about this because I don't have it documented, but I'm pretty sure it's called First Drop, and it's their IPA.
Well, I believe you're right, based off of the fact that it's everywhere. If I think of Upper Pass, I see First Drop. I see it everywhere.
And we're gonna do one that's a sort of spin-off on that, but that was, I think, their debut beer, because that's, like I said, Upper Pass is really well known for IPAs. They have a lot of beer styles. We'll get into a lot of it, but they do have a lot of IPAs.
And it makes sense that your family specifically likes Upper Pass because you guys are big IPA fans, which is great.
You got us.
They also contract brew 50-barrel batches of, like we said, the First Drop American Pale Ale and the Cloud Drop Double IPA at the Von Trapp Brewery. They also brew special releases, which have so far included newer ones like Move On Up Milk Stout, Little Farmhouse Saison, like we were drinking, and the Hip to the Hops IPA, which I need to drink. I gotta get Hip to the Hops. I mean, that's
Hip to the Hops.
That's Gabe in a nutshell. Their tasting room is located at First Branch Coffee, 228 Chelsea Street, for all you Vermont fans, in South Royalton, Vermont, located in a historic building facing the Village Green. They also are still trying to hold special events, obviously outdoors with masks, socially distanced, and all the stuff. They recently just did beer on the South Royalton Green. Every Friday and Saturday from 3 to 8 p.m. they'll be out on the green cracking cans, hosting various food vendors, having live music, musicians, all that fun stuff. They're having curbside pickup available from the tasting room. If you visit their website, you'll find more details on when they're open, when they have curbside pickup. You can order on the website, pre-order or beer to go. They have a Facebook page, which is full of all sorts of events. Like I said, the last event was on September 4th, August 28th, August 21st. I mean, they're really doing it, and it's all kind of, outdoors, on greens, live music. And I mean, even without the pandemic, that sounds pretty incredible.
Yeah. Yeah. And I would just like to acknowledge, I think at the top of the show I said they were in Burlington, so my bad. They're in
Royalton.
South Royalton. I don't know Vermont. I just know that I have a brother who lived in Burlington, Vermont for a long time and is a big beer person, and I've brought him up on the show before. Not the one who's been on the show.
The other one.
And he loves Upper Pass, and this is in that category of, so we had Lawson's on the show, and Lawson's was great, but Lawson's is sort of, I even said, when we were doing them, they're kind of bigger.
Right.
They've gotten to a point where real Vermont beerers, if I could coin
beerers,
that term, don't really want to drink them, but Upper Pass is one of the ones that's in there with, Fiddlehead and a lot of these small breweries that get a lot of attention in the area. I mean, you cannot get Upper Pass very far outside Vermont. You can get them in like Massachusetts and some neighboring states, but we got them in Vermont.
Home base. Beer number 3.
Gabe's really excited to move on from the bitter.
Listen.
No, I'm with you.
They look so good. They're sitting in front of me. They look incredible.
First of all, sitting there and
these
just
two look almost exactly alike. So I know
the IPAs.
This one is the one we're doing. Okay, yeah, this is the one we're doing next. But these look very similar. That's interesting.
Well, let me just cleanse the palate.
Yeah, reset, refresh, roll the shoulders back, loosey goosey, and
let's go.
Moving on to the Hard Rain IPA. This is a single IPA coming in at 6.7% IBUs. We're looking at about 50 on the SRM chart. This is hazy. This is hazy. This is hazy. Sure. This is hazy town. We're looking at SRM chart. I would say between like a 9 and a 12, depending on the glass and the lighting.
And the charting
and whatnot.
Can I just say as an aside, beer SRM charts are all over the place.
Yeah, I feel like I'm always this is a 12, and you're like, that's definitely a 45.
They're just they're just all over the place. I mean, it doesn't matter.
We do our best.
We try to describe. The point is, it's sort of orange. It kind of looks like orange juice.
Cloudy
almost.
orange juice,
Yep,
yeah.
but it's very hazy.
Beer Advocate has yet to review it. Untapped gave it a 4.12, which is really nice. Big pillowy head when we started. Lacing is it's there. It's coming down the glass kind of quickly. It doesn't stick as much, which is totally fine. I have no problem with that at all. I just want that on record. But yeah, it looks very, very hazy and orangey. So
this one, when you smell it, the first thing you get is like you get the citrusy and stuff, but there's a character of like, I don't know if it's doughy malt or if it's spice. I can just smell this and I know this is gonna be New England hazy haze, juicy juice.
It's
citrusy, but it's also like there's something sweet on the nose that I'm gonna call doughy malt for lack of a better term.
Yeah, I would agree with that. It's very in that category. Piney a little. Well, I wouldn't say piney. I would say hoppy.
Like in the back.
Yeah, a little bit, but the citrus and the juiciness is more forward.
Now, Upper Pass, unlike some beer companies, is less forthcoming with their hop profile, so we don't know what hops are in here, but I would venture to guess...
Citra, for one, maybe.
I would say Mosaic. I'm not sure that I get Citra off this. I could be very wrong about that, but to me... I am guessing Mosaic. I am guessing...
You know what
this is just off the nose.
You know what hop is probably not in here, which is unfortunate? Tettnang!
I know.
What is going on with us today? You knew exactly where I was going with that.
Our cycles are sinking.
Don't say that. Oh, my God. Oh, all right. Well, our cycles are synced up, and we're ready.
All right. Let's just drink this.
Here we go. IPA.
It's an IPA, all right.
Juiciness is there. Citrus is a little hidden, but it's more on the nose, I would say, but it is there. But the juiciness, the smooth, it's not creamy, but it's like on the side of that. Like I feel like it's a step away from being creamy of how smooth it is, but there's a little bit of carbonation. I feel like the bitterness is in the back end after you swallow the beer. What do you think? I don't know if I'm getting 6.7, which might make this beer dangerous.
I take it back. I think there are Citra hops in there, and I think there are not Mosaic.
Boom! Yes!
But I have no idea. I'm just throwing shots in the dark. I have no clue. There's something about this. It is a hazy, citrusy IPA, and it is very sweet and juicy and all the things you would expect. But there's something else that when I first sipped it, I did like a double take.
That's what I go back to. Like it's a step away from creamy, and there's something in that. Like I don't know if I would call it fruity, but there's another element of something that makes it like. It makes you wonder.
And what I think it is that's why I say I don't see this as your typical Citra Mosaic hazy IPA. I think there's something else in here, some other hop in here that is very bitter because there's a nice bitterness to this that kicks it up. It's like I get like a shot almost through my nose of bitterness. Like this is only 50 IBUs, which is, relatively for me, not that much, but I get a shot of bitterness, of booziness, of something else behind it, which I really, really like because I've said over the past few episodes how exhausted I have become, numb I've become to the New England IPA style. And this has a little twist on it that's something different.
I'm flabbergasted. Let me just say that.
My flabber is gasted.
Oh boy. But yeah, no, I would completely agree with that. It's hop forward, but it's like it's not citrusy, but it is. It's not fruity, but it is. There's something hidden in there. Like I think I would. This is the type of beer that like I want to watch them make it because I want to know like, okay, what's the thing? What's the one little like? What is okay? Here's my question: what is the secret ingredient to the Hard Rain IPA?
Are you speaking to the Iron Chef America part of me right now?
What is the secret ingredient that the chefs need to make, that need to utilize, make the star of the dish? So what secret ingredient is the star of this beer?
It's whatever this mystery hop is.
Agreed.
I'm telling you, lay out the hop profile for me. I don't know if it's Cashmere. I don't know if it's Strata. I kind of feel like it's Cashmere, but I don't know. But whatever it is, that is what's featured in here, because I just took another sip and I'm like, okay, what citrus can I pull out of here? Is it pineapple? Is it orange? Is it?
It's hard to tell.
Kinda.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
the primary thing is it's bitter.
You know what hop might be in it as well?
Tetnay?
Saz. That's my new favorite hop.
They had some leftover Saz. Saz, bruh.
Yeah, I like it. It's
and it is kind of dangerous. It
doesn't really taste like 6.7. It's like right on the cusp, but
it's in the mouth. It's creamy. It's full bodied. It does have a nice carbonation. I can't get past the bitterness though. The bitterness dominates the palate and dominates this beer, and I am saying that in the best way possible. Because
yes. There's nothing. It's not a con in the pros and cons list. It's a pro. Because,
like I said, it's just like what's missing from the New England IPA style is hoppiness.
Yeah.
IPA is a hoppy style, and New England IPAs, a lot of them take the hoppy out of New England IPA, out of IPA. And I love that they found a way to kind of bring that back in here. That's not to say there are enough IPAs out there with hoppy bitterness. I understand why New England is all the rage, but I just love that I found one here that kind of merges the West Coast and New England styles.
Right. IPA fans I would argue, will love this. I think IPA fans need to get on it. And
but I will say, if you're a juicy IPA fan, you might be slightly underwhelmed by this. You might prefer to go with their flagship, which is the First Drop, over this, because this is less New England juicy, like I've been saying, and more hoppy. So you might be a little bit underwhelmed by this.
Well, I'm not. I'm just whelmed. I'm not overwhelmed. I'm not underwhelmed. I'm just whelmed.
I want to contact their brewmaster and find out what hops are in here.
I want like 4 more of these beers, but we can't do that because we have one left.
We're going to be hammered by the end of this. All right,
and we have not eaten dinner yet, so.
The beast we're moving into.
Oh boy, here we go. I need to cleanse this palate.
Yeah. Now, this guy is an upgrade of what I said I believe to be their flagship, which is the First Drop. This is the Cloud Drop Double IPA. It is a 8% ABV beer. It's got 60 IBUs on the SRM chart. We're looking at around an 11 or a 12. It's kind of a similar color to the one we were drinking before.
Yeah.
I would say it's even hazier. It looks even more like orange juice.
It's a little darker than the last
very
one.
cloudy.
Yeah.
New England IPA all the way. Beer Advocate has it at a 95, which is an impressive score for Beer Advocate, quite honestly. And
even Untapped.
Untapped has it at 4.26, which again,
that's the highest rating so far.
You can bust out of the 3 to 4 jail cell.
I'm waiting for Untapped to give a beer a 5.0. I don't know
what's never gonna happen.
We're gonna find it one day, and we're gonna hold a parade or something. Something's gonna happen.
It would have to be a beer that was just released, just put on Untapped, and the brewmaster that just released it and put it on there rated it 5. And for like 5 minutes, you would find it.
We'll find it. We're crafty like that.
From the brewery, we brewed this beer a few times in our Tunbridge brewery before starting to do so at Von Trapp, which we said they do now. It is aggressively hopped in the whirlpool and post-fermentation with 6 hop varieties, making it juicy, flavorful, not too bitter. The malt bill contains a blend of German and English base malts. Munich oats and wheat contributing to a smooth mouthfeel and nice flavor. Drink responsibly. Why? Because it's 8% ABV. And like I said, it's a level up of their first drop. So what we're looking at from the brewery is a beer that has a lot of hop flavor and variety in it, but not a lot of bitterness, probably far more juicy and citrusy than the single IPA we were just drinking.
I'm excited. Gabe's excited.
I am too. It's got a decent lacing on it, though. It does look
it does.
Has a sticky character to it from what I'm looking at.
Hoppy. Hop on down the bunny trail is this beer, definitely. Hops are coming full frontal on the nose. Some earthiness.
I'm getting the citrus before the hops, I think.
Really?
To me, but I mean, we're drinking out of different glasses, and I feel like mine is more...
Yours is more like beer glass oriented,
yeah.
So he might be right a little bit more than I am, but I'm getting citrus. I'm getting hops first, I think.
But I'm getting a hoppiness too. It's definitely in there. I can't pinpoint. With this, it's harder to pinpoint like what hop I think we're dealing with. I would again assume Citra. Maybe Citra's just a low-hanging fruit. Like if I say Citra, I'm most likely to be right.
Yeah, you're like in the ballpark at least.
Yeah.
Some lemon, some grapefruit, maybe. It's a little smelling on the little sweeter side.
I'm getting some pineapple for sure, and some mango and that kind of citrus. But I am getting the hops. They're there. They're just in the back for me. I'm definitely getting an earthiness. I'm definitely getting some woods, some forest.
This is the one that's going to tip us over
to being hammered.
Maybe.
You're not wrong at all.
We're gonna have to eat some bread or something.
Yeah. Cheers to the end of our flight.
Thank you, Upper Pass. That's dangerous. 8%. It's definitely got the booze factor, but that's I would categorize that as dangerous.
I would too. That's good. That's
freaking solid, man.
It's really good. It's like, because all the citrus is there, but they said it's not too bitter, and it's not too bitter at all. But it's good and bitter though. But
okay. It's very similar to the other beers. I feel like the bitterness is always in the back end. Like I didn't taste bitterness until right now. You know what I mean? Like I don't taste it up front. It's always in the back end, but even in the back end, it's fine.
I think that has to do with, and I'm not a scientist, but I think this has to do with the way your tongue works. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, okay.
Could be wrong. That up front on your tongue is sweet taste buds, and the ones that detect bitter are in the back. So it makes sense that flavor is what hits you later, because the first thing you're going to get hit with is whatever's sweet.
I failed chemistry, so I don't know.
And that is deep chemistry.
It's Breaking Bad, but with beer.
The malt is really subtle, but it's there. It's sweet.
Yeah.
This has a really smooth mouthfeel. I would say, I don't know if I want to call it creamy, but that might be the right way to put it. It's gently carbonated. It fills your mouth with flavor.
I think I like the taste more than I like the smell, which I'd rather have it that way than vice versa. But yeah, I feel like the smell is just kind of like very basic, but the taste is just like so not that.
Yeah, I definitely get the citrus though. It's there. You get, what I get is grapefruit primarily. I don't get a lot of that sweet citrus. I don't get mango for sure. I do not get guava. I do not get pineapple really. What I get is grapefruit, some tangerine peel, some orange peel maybe. Bitter citrus. And I think hops lead the way on this.
I'm buzzed.
Bang! Exclamation point!
I'm happy for you.
That's like kind of a factor in all this, right? We want to feel good.
That's our job.
Yeah. I gotta go to work. I gotta go drink. No, I would completely agree though. I think it's got those citrusy flavors, but they're not too. I feel like they're more prominent on the nose, but like I said again, the taste is a lot better than the smell.
If the beers we've tried today do not interest you, they do have plenty more to offer.
Indeed.
A lot in, as I said, the IPA category. They currently, in their cans to go category, of course, they're doing a lot of curbside pickup and that kind of thing. They have Foreign Object, which is another Saison. That one's at 6.2%, so a little bit more than what we were drinking. They have their Citra Death Ray. I wonder what hop is in that. And it's a New England IPA.
Sad.
They have they have their First Drop and their Cloud Drop. They have their Kvek Stoker APA 4, which is a American Pale Ale. I just wanted to try and say that on the
Kvek Stoker.
And then they have some weird. I mean, they have Mero Yaka, which is a lager with Japanese rice in the grain
I would
bill.
be very interested in that. And one other thing that they have, Steven, Black is Beautiful.
They sure do. And you know what they did? They put maple syrup in their Black is Beautiful because Vermont. Why not?
I wanna drink it. I don't know where I was going with that, but Black is Beautiful. They have it. It's at 10%. Woo! It's it looks
an imperial stout.
It looks good. Damn.
So they have a lot of beers to offer. Upper Pass, like we said, their tap room they're doing a lot of stuff out on that South Royalton Green. If you find yourself in the Royalton, Vermont area, where you can go, to one of these events, check out their Facebook page, their Instagram for more information, music, beer tastings, all that kind of stuff.
They have merchandise on their site as well, hats, shirts, and the like. And you, like we said earlier, you can purchase the beer pre-order or beer to go through the website for curbside pickup and all that fun stuff.
Before we get out of here, tonight, I'll say it again. The NFL season opener, and we are clearly pumped about it. So if you have no interest in football, thank you for joining us. You can leave now. And I'm going to keep an eye on the clock because I don't want this to run over.
I really hope the season doesn't get canceled.
Me too.
Oh my God! Please figure it out, guys. Please, we've been doing well so far. Let's figure it out.
We did a lot of fantasy football drafting this year, and the main thing, the only thing I really want to bring up on the show, and I'm bringing it up.
Oh my God!
I'm not over it.
Come on.
Is that Gabe in a league we were drafting against each other drafted Antonio Gibson right in front of me. No one else would have picked him up. And the reason I'm pissed off about it is because Gabe would not have drafted him.
Yes, I would have.
If I hadn't talked about Antonio, which in fairness to the Hop listeners, that's on me. I own that. That's my bad. My hands in the air. But Gabe snaked him from me, and it's my mission this season to either steal Antonio Gibson from him somehow, and I'm sorry, I don't mean to wish this on the player, but I don't have any stake of him anywhere else.
Careful.
I hope that he just has a bad season.
Two things. One, I knew about Antonio Gibson. Like I have been telling you, like I said, the second Adrian Peterson got released from Washington, I knew. I said, okay, Gibson is the guy. He's number one. I just didn't say it out loud like you did. The other thing is, like I said, I was gonna take Jonathan Taylor. I was next to pick. I needed another running back. I said I can grab Jonathan Taylor, but he's not the number one. I was like, I don't know. I'm on the fence. I'm not interested in Cam Akers. I don't know why. I've been reading about him. I've heard he's okay. The next man up was Gibson. I said it to you when I said, I'm sorry, buddy. He's the next best grab. I'm going to grab him. I know you wanted him. However, and here's number two. I've been saying it all day today. Make me an offer, buddy. Make me an offer. And the other thing is, I didn't touch Chris Thompson for you because I know you wanted him and I decided to be a friend. I could have grabbed him because you said in front of me, you were like, well, I got to go get Chris Thompson now.
Yeah.
I could have grabbed him, and I didn't because I was like, I don't want to do that to him twice.
I have Chris Thompson, and I feel good about my team. It's just that I feel better about Antonio Gibson.
But the other thing you have to remember is, one, he's a rookie. Two, the only reason you liked him is because he's the number one in Washington. What if he sucks?
No, that is not the only reason I liked him. The reason I liked him, again, I apologize to everyone that's listening to this for beer. I'm sorry. The reason I liked him is because Ron Rivera is there, who was Christian McCaffrey's head coach for years. That's why I liked him. Not only is he the one, not only is he a promising rookie, but he also has Ron Rivera as his head coach. And Ron Rivera knows how to use a workhorse running back, and I believe Antonio Gibson may end up having a season like that, and I wanted him on my team so I could find out.
Well, he's in my flex spot, and I'll let you know how he does.
If I hadn't said that to you for 3 days before the draft, I would have him on my team right now. But again, that's on me. And I feel good about the rest of my team.
But I was just about to say, you do have a killer team. We're in a 10-team draft, so, like, I mean... I'm not going to say his name, but there's one person whose team I'm just like, yeah, it's not that great. But I feel like all of us...
We're just going to shit on our teammates.
I don't give a shit. I feel like all of us have a really great team. My first pick, I grabbed Zeke. Who was your... I was fourth, and Zeke dropped to me, so I grabbed Zeke. You were ninth, and you grabbed...
ninth, and my first pick was Clyde Edwards-Helaire.
That's
also
right.
Dropped me. Shocking.
I was just about to say that. I'm very surprised he dropped to you because in my other league he went fourth.
It was stunning that he dropped that low, and he shouldn't have dropped that low. But
he's the guy on the offense, and obviously there's a lot of pressure to repeat the Super Bowl win for the Chiefs, but. He's with Mahomes. He's with the number one offense. He's going to get the ball running. He's going to run the ball, but also he's going to catch the ball.
I have high hopes for him, and because I was at the 9, I was near the turn, and I got to come back and have Aaron Jones as my number 2. So running back wise, I feel good, and I think we're going to be in for a good season. And the fact of the matter is, like, we're not going to get on the mics every week and bitch about fantasy football.
Right, we won't.
But it is going to come up.
It's going to come up sometimes. It has to. Does, the season is here.
Yeah, you just have to bear with us.
And like I said, our episodes drop every Thursday, which is the beginning of the football week. I mean, there are going to be times, like, trust me, when the Chargers have the Thursday night football game, you're going to hear about it.
Yeah, but we also tend to record on, like, Monday, which is the end of the football week, so we might just be really angry and you're here for all of that. That's the beauty of the hop. You're with us through the journey.
He missed the field goal. Wide left.
Good day. Or we're like recording during the last game.
It's like, oh shit, he missed it.
I just need 5 points.
Yeah.
All right.
It's gonna be fun. We kind of got the league together kind of late, but it's a league we started last year with just some of our friends and colleagues, and we're excited to do it. If you're doing fantasy football out there, have fun. Good for you. Yeah. Hope your team is good.
We're both in multiple leagues. That's the way we like it, and
I'm capping it at 2 though. 3 a couple of years ago was a little much, but 2 for me is solid. I have a money league and a non-money league. I've got money in one, and I've got bragging rights in the other. With the one I'm in with you.
Yeah, and there's a limit to how much effort you can put into fantasy football. So it's good to just limit.
I feel like I'm really loud. I'm buzzed because we haven't eaten a lot, and we drank 4 beers, one of them which was a double 8%. And with that, we want to thank you for joining us for round 37, Upper Pass, Vermont. Great beer. Love it. Do it. Go, Steven.
Wow, this might be the drunkest Gabe's ever been on the podcast. No. Guys, thank you for joining us for another great round. You, again, follow us on social media. Hit us up. Send us a message. Rate, review, subscribe, all of that good stuff. And if you didn't like the show, don't just leave a 1-star. Complain. We'd like to read it. It'll make us feel better.
We're going to put it on a poster and put it on our wall.
We might make fun of you. Thank you, everybody. Have a great week. Enjoy the football season.
It's finally back. Cheers, everybody.
See you next Thursday.